Uh, Hello everyone. Welcome to Kurinji Hacks Azure Services workshop. I hope you people are enjoying and having good time here, and you people are learning a lot and exploring things there. First of all, let me introduce myself. I am Adya Singh. I am a Beta Microsoft Launch Student Ambassador, and I am a cloud enthusiast. I am a Microsoft Azure certified in Azure Fundamentals and Azure AI Fundamentals. You can connect with me on LinkedIn if you want to know more about my contributions in the community or anything, or you have any other doubts, or after the session, if you are having some any other doubt, you can definitely connect with me on LinkedIn. I will be more. I would be more than happy to solve your queries and would love to connect with you all. So yeah, that's pretty much it about me. Talking about today's agenda or the flow of our today's session. So first of all, I'll we'll talk about cloud computing. That what is cloud computing? What exactly is cloud? And then after we will talk about cloud service models. Then after what is Azure, and then I'll give you a brief about Azure services and its pricing. And of course, I do believe that the learning should never stop. So this session might be of half an hour, or maybe of 1 hour, but the learning should never stop. So I will leave you with some follow-up resources to help you get started with Azure. So before we really get into the slides, let me first ask that what do people understand by cloud? Like, what exactly is cloud? What comes in your mind? So I am seeing the chat. If you can anybody tell what is cloud? What do you understand like by cloud? What comes first when you listen the word cloud?
Something like a remote storage, or
Nobody.
yeah, something like a remote. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can hear
awesome.
you.
Yeah, I was just thinking whether it's about remote storage or remote facilities that are available. So is it something related to
Oh,
that?
yeah, yeah, you are right. Let me, let's get started with this. Let me tell you what is cloud. So when you hear this word cloud, there are two things first which comes in your mind. The first is that it may be a huge space online or a collection of servers, but the cloud is much more than this. So basically, the cloud refers to the software or services that run on internet instead of locally on your computer. I hope this makes some sense. Let us now understand what is cloud computing. So, cloud computing is basically storing, processing, and accessing data or applications via internet. Cloud computing is the on-demand availability of the resources and the services, especially data storage or computing powers, without the direct active management by the users. Means you don't have to worry about other stuff that like managing things or etc. It is just on demand availability of the resources which are provided by some cloud providers. Okay, so basically what you have to do is you have to buy rent. You have to buy a server on rent, and you have to deploy your data or information on the cloud, and you can access it from anywhere in the world. So talking about what are service models, so basically there are three service models like IaaS, PaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. So IaaS is infrastructure as a service. So in this you have to, in this type of service, it is a basic level of service model. In this type of service model, you have to take care of your data application and which you OS you want to use. And matlab means most of the things, most of the job is taken care by you, and the other things like server, storage, networking, security is taken care of by vendors. Okay. So, uh, talking about PaaS, platform as a service. So, in this, you just have to worry about your data and application, and rest other things are taken care of by vendors like runtime, storage, networking, operating system, etc. And what is SaaS? So software as a service is in this you have to, you just have to worry about your data, your information, and rest everything would be taken care of by the vendor. So let me give you an example of this. Like uh, SaaS. So let's say that you are using Gmail. Like if you want to, message, mail somebody. So what you do, you just write a message and you send, but you don't have to worry about like it's a server security or networking and or any other thing. So it is a example of SaaS. And talking about platform as a service, so you can take like Play Store. Play Store is a, it is an example of platform as a service. In this, what happens, you just you just code, or you use your data information to make an application, and you just deploy that application on the, you know Play Store, and rest other things like the security and server and operating system and other things are taken care of by the vendor. Now, IaaS is like you are using, let's say you are using virtual machine. So in virtual machine, which which operating system you will use, what type of application you will make and deploy, that all things you know that all things you will manage, and other things like server, storage would be taken care of the vendor. So for this, let me give you a daily life example. Like yeah, let's say you want to eat pizza, you want to have a pizza. Okay, so take three scenarios. Like first, you are cooking it at your home, and you are using your own kitchen, using your utensils, and then you are making it by your own, and then you are consuming it. So this is an example of IaaS infrastructure. This example you can relate with IaaS infrastructure. The similar things happens in infrastructure as a service. Now the second one is like you went online and you ordered pizza from a particular restaurant or hotel. So what happens is that in that you don't have to worry about that cooking of the food, or delivering of the food at your home. So you just have it, you just open the box and you just start consuming it. So this we can relate with platform as a service example. And the third one is like you want to have pizza, but you went to that restaurant or a hotel and you just order. So in that case you are just consuming the pizza, but rest other things like kitchen and what all ingredients are needed, or utensils are used, all of that is taken care of by that kitchen. So I hope you people are, you people have got some idea about this service model. So uh, let me give you some technical example. Like if you are using Yahoo, as I already said that Gmail, about Gmail. So if you are using Yahoo or Gmail, so that's the example of software as a service in which you don't have to do anything. You just you are just putting your data information on that thing, and rest everything is taken care of by the vendor. Okay. And talking about platform as a service, so in this, web servers, databases, operating system, and frameworks are the example of platform as a service, in which I already gave you the example of Play Store. Like you are just deploying your application on that, and rest everything like security and servers are taken care of by vendors. And talking about IaaS is like it's a basic. As I already told that it's a basic level of service models like hard disk, RAM, CPU, virtual machines comes under this category. So, what is Azure? So, Azure is a cloud provider owned by Microsoft. It provides its users a wide range of services via internet. Basically, it's a Azure is a cloud provider which gives you on-demand availability of its services and other things. Okay, and this Azure is owned by Microsoft. There are some there are some other cloud providers like AWS. It is owned by Amazon. GCP is owned by Google, etc. So there are 95% of the Fortune 500 companies use Azure for their business needs. Companies like Microsoft, Samsung, LinkedIn, Honeywell, BMW, and there are a lot more companies who use Azure as their cloud provider for their business needs. So let's talk about some of the features of Azure. Why Azure? So first of all, Azure was launched on in Azure was launched in 2010. Okay, and it is widely recognized. It is used by more than 90% of the Fortune 500 companies. It is cost effective. That means it is always free to get started with Azure. It offers pay per use pricing model. It means that you are only paying for those things which you are consuming, like which you are actually using. You only pay for those things. And it supports multiple languages like C sharp, Java, etc. For to attract developers, Azure supports multiple languages. And let's say there is some language which is new in the market. So what you can do is you can just rent a virtual machine, and you can just install that application, or install that language or thing in your VM virtual machine. Talking about availability zones, so data Azure has its data center in 54 regions around the world. So let's say there's something happened in US now. Don't quote me upon that. So let's say there is something happened in US. So you can still access applications uh, because like you are hosting in several regions. Like you can host in US, then India, or any other country, and you can still access that application from any other region. So they talking about Azure services. So there are Azure offers a lot more services like Azure Analytics, Azure Compute Services, Azure Networking Services, Azure Storage Services, and a lot more. So let's talk about them one by one. Let's talk some about some of them one by one. First of all, let's talk about virtual machines. So machine, as I already told, is an example of IaaS, means infrastructure is as a service. So virtual machine is an IaaS offering from Azure. It allows users to launch Windows and Linux virtual machines of their own choice configuration. Means in virtual machine you can use uh, you know uh, you can use whatever. operating system you want, like you can use Mac or Windows or Linux or any other if you want. And talking about Azure services, app services. So app services is a platform as a service offering by Azure. So now, what is platform as a service? So as I already told, that in this you just have to worry about your data and the application. The rest other things would be taken care of by the vendors. Okay. So this service provides already set up environments for developers for hosting and managing their applications. Like uh, in this app service, there are already some pre-installed applications or pre-installed applications and softwares in this app service, and you can just use those to host and manage your application. So now it is blob service. So Azure blob service is an object type storage in Azure. It is used for storing large amount of structured or unstructured data. So basically, Azure blob storage is free and unlimited storage service provided by Azure. You can just integrate this Azure blob storage with your Azure virtual machine service, okay? And and you will just pay only for that much, uh, and you will just pay only for that storage which you are using. Like for say, for this month, if you are using 2 terabyte of the storage, so you will pay only 2 tera for that 2 terabyte. And if you are using like in the next month, if you are using 4 terabyte or 6 terabyte, so you will only pay for those 6 terabytes only, yeah, for those 6 terabytes only. So I hope this makes some sense. So talking about file storage, so basically this data can be stored in a JSON format. So what is JSON? JSON is JavaScript object notation. Okay, it supports the SMB, server message block protocol. So basically, it is uploading your file or on a remote server, like uploading your hard drive on your server. And let's say if you are Mac user and you uploaded your hard drive on the server, remote server, so a window user can can have access to it, or they can download or install that file in their you know in their uh, machines, like virtual machines, or on their laptop. Okay. And talking about virtual network, so virtual network, or in short we can say VNet, is a logically isolated network in the whole Azure cloud dedicated to your subscription. Basically it's a network you can you can connect to any other virtual network, and it is especially for your subscription, like it is dedicated to a subscription. So now what is load balancer? So this service is used to distribute the incoming traffic among multiple excuse me, among multiple healthy virtual machines. Like just say let's say you, if you want to order some food or anything, so you just go to Uber Eats or Zomato or any other uh, website, and you just order. So what happens in this, like you have deployed some uh, s- uh, you have deployed several servers across the network. So uh, at the back end, what happens is, if there is a heavy traffic, that it distributes it among all the servers. This is basically the work of load balancer. So talking about Azure pricing, so how could we really get started with this? So you get 13,300 worth rupees credit to explore any Azure service for 30 days, and you get 12 months of free subscription to explore. If you want to uh, if you want to start or run a startup, you can first use your this 30,000 rupees worth credit, and you can explore Azure. So there are a few free services listed here, and there are a lot more. Some services are, hourly basis for a particular hour, or some are for a month, or some for a month or a year. So follow up resources. So as I already said, that I believe that, you know this learning should never stop. So to help you get started, if you want to if you want to learn or know more about this Azure, and so you can just go to Microsoft Learn, and you can from there you can get a practical and theoretical knowledge about Azure services and other stuffs. And the other one is virtual training day. So to Microsoft Azure, uh, Microsoft host Microsoft hosts virtual training days uh, during virtual training days. So what you can do is you can just attend those uh, training days, and what's the benefit of that is you get free vouchers. You get free vouchers of certifications, and uh, that is the biggest benefit you can get out of this. And of course, YouTube is there. If you want to know more about it, there are such great videos on YouTube. You can definitely learn from there. And MLS, you can also learn from MLSA's events. Now, who are MLSAs? So it is basically a community of Microsoft Learn Student ambassador uh, students. So they to create awareness and interest among the people for Azure. They host events. They host interesting events and amazing events. You can just attend those events and get started, and you can get great goodies, etc. So you should definitely try these things out. And now, thank you so much for coming. And if you have any questions, any queries, or any doubt, you can definitely connect with me here on LinkedIn, or you can also, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love to connect with you all on LinkedIn. So, thank you so much for coming. Hello, Raksha, are you
Hi,
there?
Adya. Sorry, I was trying to, unmute. I was not able to unmute. So yeah, sorry about that. But thank you so much, Adya. It was really a lovely session. And, I learned a lot about Azure and what are the services they provide, and, what are the support system that we have from, MLSA side, and how to explore. It's been really nice. And thank you for, taking your time and volunteering to come and speak with us. And I hope you have a great day.
Thank you so much, Raksha and Kurinji Hacks for inviting me here. I love meeting you all. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Adya. Also, those who came today, don't forget to fill the form. I'm gonna just put it over here, and yeah. So don't forget to fill the form, because you would be considered for the most eager attendee. And please send a screenshot along with that. Yeah. Thank you so much, Adya. Thank you everyone for
Thank
attending
you.
today's session. Yeah. See you.
Thank you. Bye.